Yeah. India,
Mm.
Canada, the UK, of course, the
Wow.
United States. It's fun. And
Mm.
it's so exciting to think that these women all over the world are trading, you know?
That too, and then like just different, like you said, different just countries and stuff. Like how we're all just act like accessible to one thing. Like when you were trading, probably nobody was like you just had to hear from word of mouth of like, oh yeah, this is how you trade, and this is how I learned how to trade and stuff like that. But now
Right.
it's just like all of us are in one thing, and we're just like growing in different countries, and we're impacting people of in our different countries and stuff like that to trade. And it's like I said, especially just women, man, women are
Yeah.
really getting up there.
Hi, and welcome to Real Women Trade. I am so excited today to have a young trader tell us about her journey, and I have a lot of interesting questions for her. If this is the first time to the channel, this is where I interview real women that trade and have learned the skill and have strong opinions about women in trading. And
Mhm.
also, they have a strategy and they have deliberate ways that they make money in the market. In a little bit, I'll show you the website featuring the women, and they trade all sorts of things from Forex futures, stock options, day trade, swing trade. So definitely there's someone that you can connect with and get help if you need help, because they're all mentoring other women. So
Mhm.
welcome, Lifeasdezz.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, how are y'all?
Hey, we're great. So Des, tell me how you got started in trading and a little bit about what you trade.
Okay, yeah. So I got started in trading back in 2019. Is when I actually got introduced. I wasn't a full time trader. I was a marketing. I was in IML. If you ever heard of iMarkets Live? So I did that from 2019 to 2021. Started taking trading seriously in 2021, and ever since that, I've been, just in the trading industry. So it's about that. That's what I just came from. That's how I got into trading, and ever since that, I just stayed and stick with it.
Wow. Okay. And what part? I know you're in the United States. What part are you in?
Right now, I currently live in Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what exactly do you trade?
So I'm in two markets right now. I really do with Forex and futures.
Hmm. And are you a day trader, swing trader?
I consider myself as an intraday trader. So I'm like in and out the markets where I catch the smaller moves within the swing trade moves. So yes, I'm an intraday
Okay.
trader. Yeah.
So more like a scalper?
I would say my entries are more scalp, but I can hold for like hours. So I'm not,
I
you
see.
know, mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Um, so when did you realize that the markets are actually a path for you?
All right. So when I was in IMO from 2019 to 2021, I noticed that the way how they were marketing Forex and it was putting on just signals, oh, just enter the signal, you was going to make money. I wanted to understand like the back end of how people were sending the signals and how people were actually getting people in the market to make money. So that would intrigue me. So I was still, even though I was still in that time frame of marketing, I was still trying to learn how to trade within that time frame. So I would say what kept me to know that path was I've never stopped trading or never stopped looked at trading at to really just make money. It was just like okay, I can probably make money to make freedom time at that time. Like that's all it really was.
Mhm. Okay. In your immediate circle, did people understand what you were doing? Or even now, do they understand?
So media, so we talk about family. No, so my family was a traditional family. My mother always pushed me to really play basketball, and getting into college and making sure I would become this anesthesiologist. That was her dream for me. And
Oh,
for that was her dream. I was just like, nah, that's just not what I wanted to do. Don't get me wrong, I tried it, went to college, played basketball and all, and I just got introduced, and that's when I got introduced to Forex, and I just knew that it was just the path for me. So to this now, no, she does not understand, how I am making the money. She just like, you're just making the money, and that's all that matters.
yeah. And what about do you have other people in your family that are curious?
Everybody's kind of just comparing it to really like the stock market. So when they just trying to have conversation with me, they're just like, "Oh, it's just stocks. You're just looking at stocks." And it's just like it's more deeper than that. So no, they just don't have understanding.
Okay. Okay. How did your upbringing shape the way you think about money and opportunity?
My upbringing, so with money, it was just money. You just use money as a surviving tool. So that's how it was with my mother. She was just like, when you make money, you just make sure that you just save, and then you just keep money and just pay your bills and call it a day. And that's how it was when we was growing up. And then for me, it was just like, well, why can't I make money to, go out and do these things with my friends? Well, she's like, we don't have money to do that. So I just started looking at money as a different type of, just trying to get really just hustle and look at money a different type of way when it came down to just money, and just reframing my mindset when it came down to money and money management, just learning that all by myself, because my mom, she didn't have the survival skills to,
Mm-hmm.
to really just make money, or even just get out of the dilemma of where she's in to make money within the corporate style. And it's just like, nah, I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, right. I think it's interesting. You played basketball, and I had
Mhm.
another trader on Sky Trades, and she played hockey and is still playing hockey
Mhm.
in college. So that's interesting. And I played sports way back in the day. So I'm wondering, how do you think there's a correlation between athletes and learning to trade?
Yes, because I feel like with athletes, we already have like a different mindset of like, just you have to just get better at whatever we're actually learning at that time, whether it's hockey like that or whether it's basketball. So it's just like we always want to be the best person to like on the court or on the field or whatever the case may be. So I feel like on the charts it came to understanding of, once we understood that it wasn't about money, it's about perfecting ourselves and perfecting
Mm.
our ability to learn this craft. That's when you put your mindset to it. And then the athlete, once you understand it and you get it, we just keep going, and we just keep going. We just don't stop trying to get better.
Yeah, I agree. And I also think when you're an athlete, you know how to take a hit. You know the hit is going to come and you got to get back up. And that's
Yeah,
a big part of trading.
yes, it is, because once you take that loss, and when you take that loss, yeah, we just got to come back. We just like look at it as, okay, that's just a lesson. That's just something like a basketball. If I fall and I get back up, okay, now I'm going to the next thing. Like, what do I need to improve at? And that's how it was within trading. You take a loss on the charts, it's like, okay, it's not about the money. Now it's like, all right, what did I not do within trading? Was
Hmm.
it I didn't do my risk management plan, or did I not follow my rules, or whatever the case may be? What that be?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you definitely have to be self-reflective and
Mm-hmm.
able to take criticism, because the market's going to criticize you. When you take that loss, or you didn't read, you didn't take your signal, or you didn't read the chart right,
Mm-hmm.
that is strong feedback. And some people, they don't they don't want to hear it.
Yeah, that is true. And then, like I said, with athletes, we take good criticism, because that's all we get is criticized by the coach. No matter what,
Right,
like, you can still be the best player, but the coach still seeing your weaknesses on this. So
right,
it's just like,
right,
it's
right.
just a battle versus yourself at the end of the day.
I agree. I agree. So I'm always interested in how a person chooses the market that they're in.
Mhm.
And so, how did you choose futures specifically over other asset classes?
I chose futures over Forex, really, because when I first started, I was just trading Forex, which is like GJ, USD, JPY, and like Euro USD, so them type of pairs. So when you transfer to futures, it's a whole different concept with the understanding the contracts and stuff like that. So what I felt like when I transferred to futures was how everything was calculated. personally with me. Like I like math, so I like to catch on to things very quickly. With futures, it was more like, all right, this many contracts is this. If you put a stop loss here, you put your take profit here. This is what you're going to make. This is what you're not going to make. So it's just like it calculated for me. So it's just like okay, I can adapt to this market real quick, real fast, because that's just how I learned.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what
Okay.
drove me into it. Just understanding the risk part of it and the mathematical part of it, how quickly I can get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, what did you have to unlearn about money to become profitable?
What I had to unlearn about money to become profitable. What did I have to unlearn? I have to unlearn that, money is just really a tool to, get to where you
Mm-hmm.
want to be. It's not really what you need to focus on, because if you focus too much on that, then guess what? You're just going to be chasing nothing. The more you just try to just become a better version of yourself and just detach yourself from money, money comes to you and it attracts to you. So I had to unlearn that. Especially when you're in the markets, you can't just keep chasing every trade, every setup, and you just like, oh, I can just make this. When you just have to look at the risk about it too, and the probabilities of the market.
Yeah. Right. I know you love to trade gold. I've seen that in your Instagram reels.
Yes.
What is it about gold that you love?
The volatility, the way how structure is, the way I can just calculate risks very easily with gold, and really just the volatility. I love the volatility of gold. Like it was always, I've started with GJ, and the volatility with GJ was all right. It helped me with the structure. And then when I went to Nas 100, it was just okay. Nas, I can, I like the structure of it. I like the way how she moves. But gold, the volatility, the way she moves, and when she moves, and how news affects gold. That's when I just jumped into gold. I was like, yeah,
Mm.
gold is definitely up here. I need to add it for my 2026 list.
Yeah. So, did you approach trading as freedom, survival, independence, or something else?
When I first started, I would say survival. When I first
Yeah.
started, it was more survival because it was like I can make this money quick, or I can make this, I can do this, I can do that. And then reality, no. I say we take them hits in basketball, we take them hits.
Yep.
So then it started to become I would say more of like a freedom way, like a tool. Like, okay, this is a tool to get me to where I want to be. Now it just may compound over time. I had to learn that too. It may
Mhm.
compound over time, and as long as I just keep showing up and be consistent, everything will play out.
Yeah. Most traders strategy hop in the beginning. So, tell me about your strategy hopping and what did it cost you?
It cost me a lot of money and a lot of just really understanding myself, because like when you're looking at different things all the time, or like with different strategies, it's put you in a mindset of like, okay, I see this strategy, um I'm gonna get in off this, but then you may see another strategy in there, and just like, well, now it just messes up your brain, it messes up your psychology. Now you're just second guessing yourself, doubting yourself when it comes to strategy hopping, when it's just like, all right, you just stick to one thing, the one thing that was actually just working for you. Then you know that for a fact, if I just compound it over time, everything will honestly work out. So just when it comes to strategy hopping, just really just find one thing, stick to it, and keep going from there.
Yeah. What was your worst red week and what did it teach you?
Okay,
And what
so
were you trading?
all right, so my worst red week was on last year. It was Nasdaq, and I had made 4,000 in 1 week, and then I lost that whole 4,000 in that same week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Worst week. And then that just, like I said, when you take that hit, it was just like, okay, what did I do? I started over leveraging, confidence got
Mm.
high. And it was just like, those are the things I needed to focus on. Things that I thought I had focused on, but it was just like, when you get to another level, it's just like those habits start coming back. And it's just like,
Mhm.
you just got to get back to what you were doing originally and continue with the same system that you had.
Mhm. So now when you get up big, like 4,000 a week or something, what changes? Like, do you change your amount that you're putting in on the next trade, or is it just always the same?
I'm always scaling with me. I'm always scaling up with my account. So let's just say if I start, let's just say basic $500 account, I know that I'm going to use the same lot size, but after it gets to like a certain level, I start scaling up my lot sizes depending on my
Mhm.
what my account does.
Mhm.
But
When,
handling like big wins and stuff like that is still I'm still learning. I'm not
sure.
gonna lie. I'm still learning on how to really handle certain amount of drawdowns, certain amount of wins, and just taking profit when the market gives me. So I'm
Yeah.
still learning that as I've been trading for a while. So it's still a learning
Yeah.
process. Every time you get to the next level, something else is going to just you got to learn this, and then you got to learn the next level of what you didn't know before. So
Yeah. Talk to me about the emotional aspect of a big win. Like it messes with your mind kind of.
mhm.
And how do you like balance yourself back out?
So when I have a big win, how I balance myself back out is I realize that this is just something that you already been working for, and you have to just realize that no matter what, no matter how much money that I make or whatever, I still have to show up and do the same thing tomorrow. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Don't get me wrong, I still do celebrate the wins. I'm not saying, oh, I just
Yeah,
emotionless. No, I celebrate my wins. I
sure.
may cry a little tear
Yeah,
whatever, but
yeah,
I just know I have to still show up and do the same thing every single day, no matter what. And you just got to be on that mindset of like, this is what I have to do. This is what I've been working. This is what I've been working towards, and yeah, that's how I just go about it.
so I can hear how proud you are of yourself, and that makes me so happy and feel so good. So talk to me about what you think when, oh my God, this is really my life. I'm really doing this.
I'd be proud. Like I'm real proud of myself. Like you said, you're proud of me. Like it's like all the hard work and time and effort and becoming the best version of yourself and these struggles and trials and tribulations that you go through really build you as a person and build your character up to where you don't even recognize yourself from 3 months ago, or like that. So I'm really proud of myself on where I am and where I could potentially be, and it's just about me showing up every day and being consistent. That's my biggest thing. The biggest thing I struggled with what in trading was consistency, but now I'm overcoming it. I'm staying consistent. I'm just seeing, and then that's just showing the results.
Hmm.
So as long as I just
Yeah,
stay consistent, I know for a fact I'm going to be at a different level by the time next year or next 2 months.
right. And that's so exciting. That's one of the things I love about trading is
Hmm.
there is no ceiling. There really isn't. And as time goes by, your dreams and aspirations can actually get bigger instead
Hmm.
of staying stuck where they're at.
Yeah.
Are you finding that?
So I did. One point in my trading career was I don't know if you know about like funded accounts or prop firms or whatever. So last year I was just in that loop of just
Hmm.
getting a funded account or getting buying an account, then getting passing the eval, getting funded, and then blowing the funded account. So I felt like at that time I was just stuck because it was like, what am I doing wrong? You know what I mean? Like I'm passing the evals, I'm getting funded, I'm just not getting that payout. Then I realized social media had me in my brain of
Oh,
where I had to get funded
oh,
in order to really validate me as a trader. In reality, I didn't need that. I just needed to really just go live and go live and become the trader and
yeah.
see what I can really do on the live account. So when I felt stuck in that area, it was just more of I know that I had to realize I know I could trade. Um, and I just really had to talk to myself like, yo, you can really trade, you can really do this. Just push yourself and just be consistent. And then when I went actually live, that's when everything changed for me.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mm.
So, would you say that? Well, I'm not going to answer the question for you. Let me rephrase that. Um, at what point did you realize that discipline, not intelligence, was the real edge?
Discipline was the real edge. It was honestly when I took that loss, when I had my biggest red week loss, that was when it's just like, okay, I've always noticed that in my trading, I was in the beginning, Monday, Tuesday, let's just say Wednesday, beginning of the week, I was always disciplined, but I could never finish the week off
Hmm.
discipline. So
Hmm.
when I made that realization of, just back testing, really looking at, my strategy and my trades and just, journaling, I noticed that. And I was like, okay, I can always start strong, but I can never finish strong.
Hmm.
So that's when the discipline kicked in every time. Like Wednesday, even to this day, Wednesdays, I'd be like, look, you start off strong. you need to just stay strong. You need to just stay with the plan, stick with the plan no matter what. And that's when I had to remind myself every in the like throughout the week, you just got to stay disciplined, stick with the plan. And ever since that, everything just started flowing easily.
Yeah. Yeah. What mistake did you repeat for the longest time before finally correcting it?
Mistake that I kept repeating. I kept over leveraging, remember trading, and it was just like it's like I knew I had a good edge, but I couldn't keep the money that to
Yeah.
invest into capital. So it was that I just kept repeating that over and over, and it was just like I needed to just size down. I need to just learn how to size down and just stick with a plan. And so when I just kept over trading, and I kept saying, well, I was like, oh, if I keep over trading, I could just make this money because I would make a lot, but then I'll lose a lot too. So it was just in
Yeah.
that cycle of making, losing, making, losing. It was just like stop over leveraging, stop over trading, just stick to one plan, and let's just go from there. And ever since
Yeah.
that, made that mindset change, everything started going a lot better.
Yeah. So you say I watch your reels a lot, and you have so many good nuggets that I appreciate that are really practical for traders.
Mhm.
And one of the things you say is that freedom isn't fast money, that it's structure. So what does structure look like in your daily routine?
Structure looks like for me in my daily routine is getting up at the same time every morning, making sure that I do drink my coffee every single morning, and I just show up to the charts and make sure I analyze charts every single morning. That's all I really do. And yeah, that's all I really do, just to show up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What's your non-negotiable trading rules?
All right, my non-negotiable trading rules is one: if it's no breaking structure, I'm not entering the trade. I'm not gonna lie, because I didn't notice that when I was trading before, when I was trading breakouts, it just wasn't working out for me. So then when I noticed that once price break structure come back to where I really wanted to go, then I noticed that no break structure, no entry. That's how I was going to trade. Then I do have another rule for myself is if I take two wins, I don't trade the next day, or if I take two losses, I don't trade the next day because when I take wins, when I take wins, I get ego headed. My confidence start boosting. That's when I started over leverage. That's when I started revenge trading. So then it was just like, okay, that next day I'm not going to trade to get my mind back settled to, you still got to show up and do the same thing. The markets will humble you no matter what. So that's another non-negotiable. Those are really just two non-negotiables that I really look at within my trading.
So when you find the break of structure,
Mm-hmm.
where do you want it to pull back to? Do you use a fib, or do you just want it to pull back to where the structure broke?
Mhm. So when I use breaking structure, so I use imbalances / fair value gaps. A lot of people say it's really the same thing, honestly. I want to look. I usually look for a breaking structure, and then I'll look left to where if either an imbalance within price or the fair value gap where it presents itself where the breaking structure is at, and then that's what I'm looking at to enter. So I use imbalances / fair value gaps as a way of entry. I don't just like like a lot of people on social media say fair value gaps is just the way how the market moves and it's just going to pull back and do like that. No, it's just a form of entry. If people understand that fair value gaps and imbalance are a form of entry, then you'll just know that once price breaks, you're always going to have a little three candlestick formation, pull back into the second candlestick. You're just looking to enter from there, and that's it.
Cool. How do you know when you're trading your plan versus trading your emotions?
When I trade my plan, I know that I am planning out what I'm going to do for each and every trade, and I plan my trades out. Now, when I don't plan my trades out and I just look at the charts and be like, oh, I can just get in because I know that it's just going to buy here. That's when I know that my emotions are getting involved. And if I do press buy, let's just say I do press buy because I was just thinking that, that's when anxiety starts going on. You're like, you don't know how much you're really risking. Like you didn't really plan or, set what your stop loss or what take profit was or how much you was really risking. And that's on. So that's when I know I'm trading with emotions, when I actually don't plan out my trades and just get in just because.
Yeah. Yeah. What does social media get wrong about trading?
That trading is a get quick rich system, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's about really just developing you as a person and building these characteristics and habits that you never thought you would have done because you're just so stuck to what you're used to, and then when you get to something new, that's when it's that break. that break that people need to realize with their trading.
Yeah. So if someone is down for the week, let's say they're down $600 for the week, what should they actually focus on?
The basics, what you looked at wrong. You might have looked at structure wrong. You might have looked at maybe some news events that had happened that you didn't realize that was going to happen. But just really the basis of where you at within the structure. Make sure you're doing your top down analysis. Make sure you're using your time frame correlations, and make sure that what you're looking for actually presents itself.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the differences between men and women in trading.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see a difference?
Yes, men a lot more aggressive than women. They're full fledged. women can be more passionate about entries and making sure that we're more perfecting on like, all right, this got to be perfected. But reality, women, we need to realize too, like, everything doesn't have to be perfection, because like it's the market isn't going to be perfect. You know what I mean? And that's why I feel like men have a little bit of the advantage, because like they just kind of just, it don't got to be perfect. You just get in. You're just getting in to buy. Like, they just have that aggressiveness to them. And just women with just more passion, just more. It's just got to be correct. This just got to flow with me. And men just, yeah. That's really the biggest difference.
Yeah.
Because even like my brother, he trades. So like I be telling the difference for me and him trade. Like, I'm more calm and collective. He just more, oh, just get in because it's going to do this and that. Nah, man. Just let the market come to you.
Yeah. That's really interesting. Why do you think that is? Why do you think women have more reservation about?
Because I feel like women are
their entries?
a lot more patient, in my opinion, than men. Like, men, once they see that they can make some type of way to make money, they just full fledged and they blowing their accounts because they just risking it all. Like, with women, it's just more like, okay, we have $500 in account. Let's see, we can compound this. Let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can be patient to get in the setup. That's how I feel like, personally.
Yeah. What about the actual asset of futures? What do you think women are more drawn to if they're going to trade? What do you think they gravitate towards more, and what do you think they avoid?
I feel like women gravitate. Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like women gravitate more towards. I would say more stocks, like stock options, more than like futures or forex. Like, we might get introduced to future forex, but then a lot of women trade a lot of stocks and options because it's more. It's more. I would say more stocks. Well, options is more first regulated, and plus, like, as soon as you enter a contract, like, your expiration dates and stuff like that, and it's just like you're in and out that trade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not really sure. Like, I'm kind of ambivalent because all I have to go by is social media. And
Mm-hmm.
I think because of prop firms and the ability to be able to trade futures with prop firms, it can be very enticing. And if you're going to trade options, you need, I think, at least 25,000 of your own money to put in,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
so I don't know. I'm just curious of
I don't know.
what.
A lot of female traders that I personally talk to, they do a lot of options. So that's why I'm just comparing it to that. I
Yeah.
do. It's some females that are in the futures aspect of it, um, but a lot of them, I just see a lot of them do options. I don't know what it is about options,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of
Yeah.
options.
Okay. Cool. Well, that's what I trade. I trade options, but
Wow, that's crazy. You
I've
trade
done it for
options?
I've done it for years, so that's all I know. And I kind of
Mm-hmm.
stick with what I know. My whole thing is, when you get good at something, just keep doing it.
And
You
that's
know.
facts. That is true. Like, why would I? That's true. Like, why would I go to another market if this market is giving me money? I understand.
Right.
Like, there's different markets that you can diverse your income and stuff like that. But do what really works for you, and that's why I be telling people, do what works for you. If options work for you, do that.
Yeah.
If you just work for you, do that. Like, it's just all about what works for you and what what you can handle when it comes down to volatility and stuff like that, and what can you learn quickly.
Yeah. If a woman wanted to start trading today, what would you tell her to focus on first?
the knowledge. Consume as much basic knowledge as you can, and then get a mentor. In my opinion, that's what I'll preach. It's just anybody. It's just you understand the basis of trading, you will never lose that. It's just the strategy, on top of that. But if you learn the basics and understand, what is a pip, what is contracts or whatever the case may be, the basis of that, you'll never lose that momentum. So that's what I say, consume as much knowledge as you can.
How long do you think a person should paper trade until
Until they
they put
until
in
they
live money?
until you feel comfortable and then you feel like that you actually have an edge. I understand, like when you first beginning, you don't want to paper trade, you want to make money. But in reality, when you're first learning how to trade, you must learn yourself. And if you don't want to lose much money, why not paper trade? You know what I mean?
Right,
So,
right. What what attributes do you see in your best students?
what attributes do I see in my best? Is that I have a lot of male students, so like their drive to just become better. I'll say that a better person, better version of themselves. And a lot of people try to compare themselves to me, and I'm just like, nah, don't do that. But just the drive that they have, the willing to just get better. That's it. I feel like a lot would have changed within, well, how I grew up then. If it was, just mother and stuff like that, I feel like she would have led me the right way on how to really move money and how to use money as a tool instead of just like a survival mode of like making sure that we just have this amount for make sure bills is paid and stuff like that. When reality, it's just like you still want to live life. You know what I mean? So I'll say it would be a lot better. It would be a lot. I probably have a lot more opportunities to like, do more things and explore more things and see what I actually really like because we have the stability and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
What's your plan going, like, where do you want to see yourself in 10 years?
In 10 years, I plan to see myself just still trading. And just really just living life, like just traveling, just probably getting into real estate, rental properties, other ways to make money and stuff like that. But I always have trading as my tool. The trade is always just gonna be there.
Yeah. That makes me really happy
Yeah.
because a lot of women that I talk to, they really haven't thought beyond just today or this week or next month and the money that they can make. And I'm always saying, okay, take your profits, pay your taxes,
Yes.
and have a little bit of fun. But the majority, you need to be buying income producing assets like real estate. Then, and then with the cash flow off of that, either buy more or have a little bit more fun, or it just kind of, you can make a whole plan with it, but you got to think ahead. And that's kind of, what I'm talking about with financial independence for women is trading is a tool to really get you to where you want to be. And it's a tool that's not going to go away. So you can always have it in your life, So that makes me really happy.
Yeah,
that
because you got to.
you're thinking that way.
Because like when that goes back to the question you asked about, I look at trading as well the structure of it, right? Well, building structure or financial freedom, because that's what it is. Like you have to have structure at the end of the day when it comes down to trading. Like trading, like a lot of people see that we make a lot of money, but they don't see the back end of what we're actually producing behind. You know what I mean? Like I'm building assets in real estate and in crypto and probably just other investments because that's what you want to do. You want to stack and make sure you have structure long term. So.
So what is it going to take to get more women into trading?
When they see a lot more women in trading instead of thinking that it's just such a men dominant field. And don't get me wrong, it used to be back in like when I was doing the IML in 2019 and stuff, like it was a lot of men traders and there was a lot of men mentors. So of course, so then when the women started coming out, it was just like, oh, she trade too, this can't, I can do it. So it's just like, yeah, if they see a lot more women start trading and understanding the psychology behind it and realizing that she's a woman, I can do it too. Hey, that's all it takes.
Right on. Yeah. There were very few women in 1999
Oh,
when I started.
yeah. 1999. Yeah, I believe that. I feel like probably women wasn't even like involved into the financial independence. That's crazy. I'm
Yeah,
glad that you've been trading since that. That's great. That's actually
yeah,
really great. It's
yeah,
great to hear.
yeah. When I started, the internet was very new,
Mm-hmm.
and there were no charts like what you trade and what I trade. I would I was teaching, and I was a single mom, and I would come home at night and draw charts on graph paper
Mm.
and check out books from the library. That's how I learned how to trade, and put my order in the night before,
Mm.
and just trading penny stocks. And
Yep.
there was one penny stock that it was in a range, and it kept trading from 3 cents to 4 cents. So I would put an order in at 3 cents. I didn't know anything about a stop loss, and I had terrible risk management. But I would go all in
Mm.
at three
Right.
cents, put in TP at 4 cents, and I just kept doing that.
Mm.
And I ended up turning $1,000 into $30,000, and
Jeez.
that was before the crash in 2001. That it
Mm.
was called the internet bubble. So that's how I got started, and
Mm.
obviously since then a lot has changed, and
Husband.
I've changed. I no longer trade penny stocks.
Understood. So you trade options. Oh my God. So you done seen from from when I grew up, this is what I just see like MC4s and MC5s and different types of brokers. So like what the question I have for you actually, I'm sorry, is since you've seen the generation of how everything changed, like how did you adapt?
Well, it was a slow process. Things happen really fast now.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't happen as fast back then. So, for example, every time I would put an order in, the commission was $15,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's pretty much free.
Yeah, basically they
So,
done.
so you would have to, and everything was in fractions. So when I would buy shares, the price would be like maybe $1.78.
Mm.
And so I went through the decimal changing,
Mm-hmm.
and just through the years, I would say probably 2015, 2017, things really started, well, obviously commissions went down over the years gradually, and brokerages consolidated. There
Mm-hmm.
are brokerages that I used to trade with that they've been bought out. They're
Mm-hmm.
not even a thing anymore. But the thing I'm most excited about is all these girls and women that I'm seeing trading. I'm like, this is awesome. Like, I got on social media, and that's why I wanted to do this. I thought there's so much opportunity. If I wish I would have had a mentor or
Mm-hmm.
opportunities, different women to kind of guide me. And I thought, well, if just what you said, if more women can see more women doing this, then they're more likely to do it. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's just kind of a passion project to me to do this on the side and put the content out there.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate all the women that agree to come on and talk about it, because I know you're not getting anything out of this, but I do promote you and your website and who that you mentor people, because I don't really care who they go to. I just want them to go to a woman to get
Yeah,
trained.
that's
You
just
know?
reliable information. And that's what I feel like with social media is so many like fake guru traders. A lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's weird how a lot of people cannot really recognize them. But I've been trading for a while, so I kind of just like know like, yeah, this person ain't. So like for you to just come and bring especially women together and bring out real women that actually really trade, even though we're in different types of markets, like crypto and futures and stuff like that. It's just about all of us coming in as one and just seeing all these women trade. It really does motivate. a lot of women to actually just
absolutely.
step up and trade. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what do you want women to know that we haven't talked about?
What do I want women to know? That no matter what, if you're a woman, you can do it. It doesn't matter if it's a man's job. If you think that trading is just man, industry, no, it's for women too. You can do
Yeah,
it. You can do anything that you put your mind to, even if it's not trading. Whatever you want to do, you can really do it in life.
yeah, for sure. All right. Okay, well, I would love to thank Des for coming on. Her information will be below how you can contact her if you would like her to mentor you
Mm-hmm.
in either trading gold or NAS. Those are her two favorites.
Two favorites. So
Um,
yeah.
um, and if you know a woman that trades and would like to tell her story, please contact me. I would love to interview more women. And please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you for having me. I
You're
appreciate this.
welcome. You're so welcome. I want to thank you. I'm so glad that you're doing what you're doing. And I have to tell you, Des, I appreciate you're just real. You're just real and raw and tell it like it is. And I really appreciate that. That's I love authenticity, and I think you're a poster child for authenticity. I have to
Thank
say
you.
that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I just really just be like how I do my content. I just really just talk how I would talk to myself. You know what I mean? Like, or like, and a lot of people don't know, like when I do my content, I just, if whatever I'm thinking at that time of like what I'm actually going through, I just, just say it how it is. And then I just
Mhm.
go back and realize like, okay, this is how I'm going to go from it. So like, hopefully people are seeing, like from my content that it is just how I'm just growing as a trader. It's just documenting my life of how I'm growing, my mindset behind it, what I need to do, and how I need to do it.